Holy shit, Jesus, I'm on camera, and this is a new show! Hey everybody, I am the Orange Hatter, and welcome to Hattus Update. It's a working title. Let me explain what the hell is going on right now. So basically, I had this thing for Patreon subscribers called Status Update, where I would just update people on what's going on with the channel. It was super boring. And being it was just kind of like a, hey, this is some stuff that I'm working on that you can rub your eyeballs all over later in the month thing. I decided to kind of like spice it up a little bit and also make it available to everybody because nobody was watching it before. It's a window into the sad train wreck that is my life. So, Hattus Update. It should pop up like in the first week of the month. So a lot of you have noticed that I've been kind of quiet lately. I am gonna blame it on two things. Number one, Legion. Number two, whoever wrote this goddamn textbook right here. Economics sucks. As some of you might know, I am a business student at university, as well as a guy who says random crap on YouTube, which I'm going to totally use as an excuse to say that I haven't put out that many videos lately. I should be good now to be working on videos. In fact, I have 8 videos at some point in the production phase, from done and scheduled to completely written and finished scripting, done and ready for October. It's 8. That's basically the whole month. I'm getting back to my schedule of 2 videos a week, which is going to be, I'm not going to set any specific days that those videos come out, but I'm going to work on getting 2 out a week. One of them will probably be on a weekend. The other one will probably be in like the middle of the week. But here's a question that is racking my brain holes. What video brought you to me? What I'm trying to get at, though, is what kind of videos you guys want to see come out of my channel. Because I really do 2 kinds of videos, and I really enjoy making both of them. So I really like making stuff like The Sold Republic and The Sad Story of Wildstar. These kind of bigger productions, the full-up reviews that you kind of see on YouTube. Those are really fun for me to make. So I wind up also doing these talk videos, the MMO talks, which I really enjoy doing. They're really fun because I like to talk about MMOs. It's like my favorite thing to talk about. So they wind up kind of bridging the gap between those long production cycles on those other ones. And I'm wondering if you guys like this kind of setup? My thought is I'm gonna get back into doing more of these big, fancy, flashy reviews with more of these little, smaller talk videos in between. And that's kind of my plan going forward here. I'm also gonna start reviewing some non-MMO stuff again. Like I used to do a lot more, but I'm gonna put it in the same style as those big crazy reviews. So like, expect some crazy stuff coming in October, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. Don't worry, I'm still gonna be doing MMORPG videos all the time. I've got a lot to say about Legion, a lot to say about Final Fantasy and WildStar. ESO is on my docket, but expect other games too. So video games, what's happening in video games? We're about to hit October. That's gonna be busy. Got stuff like Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, there's Shadow Warrior 2, which by the way I'm really excited for. If you've never heard of Shadow Warrior, it's basically Duke Nukem, only more racist towards Asians. There's also stuff like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which is apparently on Steam tagged as an MMORPG. I don't think that they realize what an MMORPG is. And of course, all of the rest. Civ 6 is another one I'm really excited for. And you can expect all of these games that I just said to be getting the treatment on the channel probably, if not October, then November, because these are all games I'm interested in doing videos on top of all the other stuff. On the MMO front, though, Legion, right? Legion, right? Legion is apparently not terrible. This is actually coming as a shock to me. It's also coming as a shock to my Final Fantasy XIV friends who are not stoked. So there's all that. In terms of the MMO front as well, I'm also working on a couple of other big things. I want to go back and touch on the big MMOs, because those are really where it's at. There's a lot of cool Kickstarter stuff and early access stuff coming, like Revelations Online and all of that good stuff. And I want to get into that as well eventually, but I also want to go back and touch on these games that I haven't really played in a while. Heaven's Word is the first one that's probably going to get hit, followed by stuff like the Guild Wars expansion. Elder Scrolls Online is one I've heard constantly that people want me to touch on, and I've been playing it, and it's actually not terrible. Alright, so all of that is happening, so it's time for a send-off, and I'm going to send off with the Patreon Q&A! What the shit is the Patreon Q&A? There's a couple of Patreon subscribers who like to ask me questions, and then I will answer them in a comedic fashion here on the show. So let's start with a serious question. Seamus asks, what do you think of the ability pruning in Legion? So Legion kind of rebalanced everything. They really rebalanced the way combat works in Legion. It kind of feels like a different game than it used to. One of the big things that I really like about the ability pruning is it makes every ability on your toolbar feel important. Even your 2 and 3 minute cooldowns are things you need to be blowing all of the time. That's probably my favorite thing about the ability pruning. You need to be mindful of your character. They feel very different. But I think the ability pruning was a good idea. Like, rebalancing those classes, as much as I miss having 6 full action bars of things, I really like the focus on how classes feel. It feels a lot better than it used to. Kit asks, when are you going to be playing Guild Wars 2 again? I am not falling into that trap again. And also, why do you insist on being Canadian? All right, I want you to do something for me. Go to your television set, and hopefully you have cable. I want you to plug in your nearest news channel. I don't care which one it is. Just watch it for like 10 minutes. That's why. And finally, everybody asks, what's with the hat? It's a temporal thing. Like, I had to pull it out of a stone, and when I did, I was like thrown forward in time like 12 years. I came out as an adult, it was weird. So now I just keep it on, because when I take it off, I revert to being a 12-year-old, and then I can't use my bow. But that's that for the first episode of the Hattus update. Tell me what you think in the comments, and tell me many things. Tell me if you think I've missed any games that are coming out soon that you want me to cover here on the channel, because I'm looking for suggestions and ideas, and I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say. This first episode of the Hattus Update was brought to you by the Orange Hatter Discord, which is a totally free and awesome community where people like to hang out and have fun and play video games. If you're interested in finding some cool people to play games with, come on down. There's a link in the channel description. You can join in. Anybody's welcome. Just don't be a dick. It's awesome. Do that, and you all have a great one.